Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and today I would like to share of what I learned in Mount Vernon. I did learn that George Washington was from Mount Vernon, and he lived there in and he lived in Mount Vernon, and because that was his home, and and he was also an owner of African slaves. I know it because I read it in a book, and but I also and I also learned about the flags, and the cannon that I got, and the toy cannon that I got from the Mount Vernon gift shop. It came in this box. So right here it has the United States flag, and this part, and on the other side it has the flag of England. So when I was at Mount Vernon, there were people that were representing the revolutionary flags that was around the colonial days. That was around the time when the British ruled America. So this was the British flag that and and you and today you'll see a different kind of British flag, because with this British flag was designed in 1606, I think. And and it was and it didn't and and you see the white X between the and you see the white X. It doesn't have the red lines between the white X, because at that time they didn't have the red lines between the white X of the English flag. So and that new flag wasn't designed until 1801, January 1st. So this was the colonial English flag, the colonial British flag that was designed in 1608. I mean 1606. Yeah, and I could show you it. So here it is. This is the flag of England. This was the first flag of England that was designed in 1606, and it was designed by the British. And this here is the United States flag that has the 13 stars, and the 13 stars stands for the 13 colonies of the United States. So so during so when so during so during the time when Britain ruled America, when Britain ruled America, um, when the Americans had their own flag, but they but but they had but they didn't have they had the kind of flag where it has the red and white stripes on the American flag, and but it didn't have the 13 stars, and but it didn't have the 13 stars yet. It had this flag on this part of the American flag, because at that time, that was when America was ruled by Britain. But when America wanted to be free, but when America wanted to be independent from England, they changed the British flag. They changed the British flag to the 13 stars, so they can make this their own kind of American flag instead of a British American flag. So yeah, so they removed the so they redesigned the American flag. So the Americans redesigned the American flag and changed the British flag to the 13 stars, that stands for the 13 colonies of the United States of America. And the Revolutionary War began in I think and the Revolutionary War began in, I think, 1776, and then it ended in 1780 something. I don't know. Yeah, it ended somewhere, but I do have a book of George Washington, so I'll show you guys it. Okay, guys, so this is the book of George Washington, and I got this from Mount Vernon, and it's and in the beginning of the page it says 1783 after. Okay, oh yeah, so I think the Revolutionary War um began in 1776 and then it ended in 1783. So on this page it says 1783, after 7 long years of fighting, the war was finally over. American soldiers had beaten the mighty British army. The 13 colonies were independent now. And so yeah, um so now I know the so America was at so the Revolutionary War began in 1776 and ended in 1783. And after America won the war against the British, um they removed all the British flags and changed it to the United States flags that had the 13 states of the United States of America. And if you don't know the the names of the 13 states of America, I could tell you the names of it. So the 13 colonies of America is New Hampshire, New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. And I also and in this part of the page it also had Vermont and Maine, but at that but Vermont and Maine wasn't a state yet, because before Vermont was part of New Hampshire and New York, and Maine was part of Massachusetts. So yeah, um so those didn't count as states yet. I don't know when Vermont and Maine counted as states yet, but at that but when but at that time it didn't both of the two of those states didn't count as American states yet. So yeah, so that's what I learned about Mount Vernon and even like the Revolutionary War and stuff. So I'm gonna close the vlog now, and if you guys are brand new to this channel, please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you can get notified on YouTube videos I post. And I'll see you guys next time. See you later, and happy belated 4th of July.